Refineries halt silver production as Fed triggers Stage 5. Refineries around the globe have ground to a sudden halt. Silver production, a backbone of modern industry and financial stability, has stopped in its tracks. This is not a minor disruption. It is Stage 5, the highest alert in a secret government framework that most citizens have never been told exists. The Federal Reserve has triggered this stage, quietly pulling levers that could reshape the financial landscape overnight, and most of the public is completely unaware of the storm forming behind closed doors. If you think your savings, retirement accounts, or digital assets are safe, think again. Everything is about to be tested under pressures few can anticipate. Imagine the global financial system as a vast, intricate clockwork mechanism, with every gear representing banks, refineries, currencies, and commodities. Now imagine someone has secretly removed the largest gear in the system. That gear is silver, and its absence is sending tremors through the machinery. The price of silver is no longer merely a market indicator. It has become a countdown timer, a signal of constricting liquidity, and a silent trigger for hidden executive policies. As refineries halt, supply chains, electronic manufacturing, medical equipment, renewable energy infrastructure are pushed toward breaking points, threatening cascading shortages that could touch everything from smartphones to solar panels. This is not random. The Federal Reserve, in coordination with secretive policy units, is orchestrating a scenario designed to recalibrate financial power. Stage 5 is a term that represents more than halted silver production. It is the moment when government intervention shifts from reactive to preemptive, when hidden mechanisms built over decades begin to execute according to a meticulously planned timeline. Think of it as a trap door slowly opening beneath the feet of ordinary citizens, while elite corridors move with precision, leveraging debt, digital currency frameworks, and commodity revaluations to their advantage. To understand the magnitude of this, we need to look at history. In 1933, the U.S. confiscated gold under Executive Order 6102, revaluing it in a way that protected some interests while destabilizing others. In the Weimar Republic of the 1920s, hyperinflation was triggered in part by hidden manipulations of currency supply and debt obligations. Fast forward to 2008, and we saw derivatives and repackaged debt instruments quietly engineered to protect institutions while leaving ordinary citizens exposed. History repeats, not in exact patterns, but in principles. Centralized control, hidden mechanisms, and sudden value shifts. Today's Stage 5 scenario is the modern iteration of this. Silent, technical, and far-reaching. Silver is not just a metal. It is the linchpin of trust in both industry and finance. Halt its production, and you force a recalibration. A reduction in supply drives prices higher, yes, but more importantly, it triggers domino effects in debt markets, collateral frameworks, and digital asset valuations. The government's hidden playbook is using this as leverage, effectively compressing time so that ordinary savers must react in days, not years. Imagine holding a fixed-income bond tied to dollar valuations while the real value of collateral shifts dramatically due to a manipulated silver shortage. Your perceived stability evaporates like mist under a rising sun. Digital currencies add another layer. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, programmable, traceable, and manipulable in real time, are quietly being integrated into this Stage 5 plan. Unlike cash, they allow authorities to adjust purchasing power, interest accrual, and liquidity access with precision. A citizen's account could, in theory, have restrictions applied automatically in the event of a supply chain shock or a commodity revaluation. Crypto, often hailed as decentralized, is not immune. Stablecoins, exchanges, and blockchain-based assets are interwoven into the system, exposing them to indirect policy control. The line between physical assets, digital currencies, and government influence is disappearing, creating a seamless but dangerous matrix of control. Now let's break down the numbers. The U.S. national debt sits at over $35 trillion. Even a seemingly modest adjustment in commodity valuation, like a 25% official increase in gold or a sudden silver scarcity, instantly shifts the financial balance sheets of governments, banks, and institutions. If gold moves from $2,000 to $2,500 per ounce, a $1 billion holding suddenly becomes $1.25 billion on paper. Conversely, ordinary citizens with savings in cash or fixed accounts face devaluation without recourse. Pensions, retirement accounts, and annuities are quietly recalibrated, not by the market, but by hidden executive strategies. This is arithmetic disguised as policy, a silent redistribution that bypasses public awareness entirely. The consequences are vast. Retirees dependent on fixed incomes, families holding physical silver coins or gold, and individuals relying on traditional banking systems could see the value of their assets shift overnight. Ordinary investments become precarious, while assets linked to government-preferred commodities or digital frameworks gain disproportionate power. It is a financial musical chairs game, but the rules are invisible, and the chairs are disappearing faster than anyone outside the corridors of power realizes. Supply chains are the next pressure point. Electronics, solar panels, medical devices, all rely on silver. With refineries halted, production halts, backlogs form, and shortages ripple through global trade. The Fed's Stage 5 is deliberately constricting access, creating artificial scarcity to manipulate outcomes. Commodities like silver and gold are no longer just investments, they are strategic levers, weapons in a high-stakes game played above the awareness of the general public. Consider the psychological dimension. Ordinary citizens experience fear and uncertainty indirectly through market swings, inflation, or shortages. Yet behind the scenes, governments are executing a controlled strategy designed to maintain leverage. This is the theater of financial power. While the public reacts to visible symptoms, the hidden mechanisms, executive orders, policy shifts, digital currency adjustments, are operating with surgical precision. Every delay in understanding or response magnifies the consequences. Here's the reality. The window for protective action is shrinking. Diversification is no longer optional. Liquidity, both physical and digital, must be accessible. Physical silver and gold, though valuable, must be stored and managed wisely. Digital assets should be evaluated not just for growth, but for security, sovereignty, and freedom from manipulation. Traditional savings and retirement structures require reassessment because the very mechanisms that guarantee them are being quietly altered. This is not speculation. It is inference based on observable signals. Halted production, executive calibrations, Stage 5 alerts, and global supply constraints. These signals indicate a coordinated strategy designed to recalibrate financial power, redistribute assets, and prepare for shifts that could leave unprepared citizens exposed. The consequences for delay are severe. Lost wealth, disrupted supply chains, diminished purchasing power, and a sudden recalibration of social and economic stability. Action is required now. Study asset classes, evaluate physical holdings, understand the digital currency landscape, and consider how government policies can alter real-world value overnight. This is a rare moment in financial history where awareness, speed, and strategic positioning can protect against the invisible forces of Stage 5. Those who wait, who ignore the hidden signals, may find themselves trapped as the musical chairs of finance plays its final rounds. The global financial system is no longer a predictable clock. It is a high-stakes game of leverage, scarcity, and engineered opportunity. Stage 5 is the clearest signal yet that ordinary assumptions about savings, investment, and stability are outdated. Understanding the hidden mechanisms, Anticipating shifts in commodities like silver and gold and positioning assets accordingly is not optional. It is survival. The trapdoors are opening, the levers are being pulled, and the music of this high-stakes game will not stop for anyone who is unprepared. This is your wake-up call. The clocks are ticking, supply chains are strained, and hidden financial frameworks are activating. The only choice is awareness and action. Diversify, secure, and plan strategically. Observe the indicators, understand the levers, and be ready for rapid shifts. In this game, delay is not harmless, it is costly. The moment to act is now, while the mechanisms remain partially visible, before Stage 5 reaches its full, irreversible momentum. Every delay increases risk. Every uncalculated assumption exposes you to the consequences of an invisible strategy executed with precision. Ordinary citizens, retirees, and savers are facing a financial landscape where silver, gold, digital currency, and government policy are not just numbers, they are lifelines. Understand them, position yourself, and act decisively. Because when Stage 5 completes its course, the world you knew will have shifted, and the only protection will be preparation, awareness, and strategic foresight. The global system is at the edge. The music is playing, and the trapdoors are visible, but only for a fleeting moment. Will you move, or will you wait as history silently reshapes your reality?